In this video, I'll be sharing the story of a South Korean horror television series called If Wishes Could Kill, released on April 24, 2026. The story begins with a high school girl carving strange words into the wall with a knife. She places her phone in front of her and begins recording herself using a mysterious app. Staring directly into the camera, she wishes for death upon everyone around her. The moment she finished speaking, she grabbed the knife and slit her own throat on camera and killed herself. Nobody could explain why she did it, and the horrible incident happened on March 12, 2005. Years later, on June 12, a cheerful high school athlete named Sia wakes up in her apartment. Her room is covered with medals and trophies from sports competitions, showing how talented she is. After breakfast, she messages her childhood friend Jun-woo, who lives in the same apartment building, telling him to hurry up for school. Jun-woo rushes to catch her at the elevator, but before he can even speak, Sia surprises him with a quick kiss. It becomes obvious that the two secretly love each other, even though they've never admitted it openly to their friends. On the way to school, they run into Nari, a close friend who clearly has feelings for Jun-woo. While Nari tries to start a conversation with Jun-woo, another classmate named Hae-young-wook suddenly interrupts them. Noticing how close Sia and Jun-woo seem, Hae-young-wook bluntly asks if they're dating. But both of them immediately deny it. Nari quickly supports their answer, but Hae-young-wook suddenly turns the attention toward her and jokingly asks if she likes Jun-woo too. Without hesitation, Nari openly admits that she does. Trying to lighten the mood, Hae-young-wook jokes that he also likes Nari, but she becomes irritated and walks away from the group in embarrassment. When they arrive at school and enter the classroom, their friend Hae-jun is busy typing code into his computer. Unlike the others, Hae-jun is incredibly skilled with technology and programming. Hae-young-wook hands him his laptop and asks him to repair it. Moments later, their teacher enters the classroom and announces the results of a math exam in the whole city, where only 2 students achieved perfect scores. One of them is Hae-jun, which nobody finds surprising. But the second student is Hae-young-wook. The entire class could not believe it because Hae-young-wook has never been good at academics before. Many students even accuse him of cheating. At that exact moment, Hae-young-wook's phone vibrates. A strange notification appears from an unknown app called Jorigo saying, "Your wish has been granted." After class ends, Hae-young-wook gathers with his 4 close friends, Sia, Jun-woo, Nari, and Hae-jun. They asked Hae-young-wook how he scored full marks on the math exam. Then Hae-young-wook reveals the mysterious app called Jorigo and says that this app grants your wishes. But none of his friends believed him. Curious, Jun-woo searches for the app on the App Store, but it doesn't exist. Hae-young-wook explains that Jorigo cannot be downloaded normally. It can only be transferred directly from one phone to another. Then he shares the app with his friends. Most of them laugh it off except Jun-woo, who decides to install it. After Jun-woo installs the app on his phone, the front camera automatically launches. Hae-young-wook explains the rules on how the app works. First, you write your name and birth date on a piece of paper. Then, while holding it, you record yourself sincerely making a wish in front of the camera. Then upload the video on the app. To prove the app works, Hae-young-wook even shows them the recording he made before the math exam, where he wished for a perfect score. The others think he's acting ridiculous and eventually walk away. Before leaving, Sia quietly tells him to stop being weird. After she left, a countdown timer starting from 24 hours suddenly appeared on Hae-young-wook's phone. Later, Nari meets Sia in the school washroom. As they leave, Nari complains about Hae-young-wook, saying he has stupid behavior and he still acts immature despite growing older. She even says she might skip his upcoming birthday gathering on this coming weekend. But suddenly they met Hae-young-wook, and he overheard Nari talking trash words about him to Sia, though he pretended not to notice. Even though he pretends not to care, the words clearly hurt him. So Hae-young-wook still got upset and sat silently in class. Elsewhere, deep inside a silent forest, a woman named Hetzel performs a ritual beside ancient stones. Suddenly, a snake crawls out from inside the rocks, as if warning her about an approaching evil spirit. Sensing danger, she tells her husband Bangwoo to prepare a ritual knife because something terrible is coming. Back at school, Sia and Jun-woo practice long jump together. Sia performs very well at long jump, while Jun-woo struggles to jump properly. Later that evening, while all the students are in their classroom, Sia receives big news from her coach. The coach told her that she has been selected for the national reserve team. Hearing that, she is overwhelmed with happiness. However, the coach makes it clear to her that weekend training sessions will now become mandatory. Meanwhile, inside the classroom, Ha Young-wook struggles to focus on his study. Suddenly, his phone rings, and the caller ID shows Sia's name. He steps outside to answer, but hears nothing except silence. Then suddenly, a dark shadow flashes past the nearby window, which scares him. A moment later, voices begin speaking through the phone. It sounds exactly like Sia, Jun-woo, and Nari, mocking him behind his back. Ha Young-wook refuses to believe Sia would ever say such cruel things about him. But before he can respond, the call abruptly disconnects. When he tries calling back, the signal got disconnected. What makes the situation even more horrifying is that Sia's phone is actually locked inside her school locker the entire time. This means whoever called Ha Young-wook was not Sia. After night study ends, Jun-woo waits outside school for Sia. Sia excitedly runs toward him and reveals that she got selected for the national team. Back home, the two celebrate together in Sia's room. While checking her phone, Sia notices dozens of missed calls from Ha Young-wook. Concerned, she calls him back and asks him, "What happened?" But Ha Young-wook immediately told her that it was her who called him first. Sia explains about her weekend training and says she probably won't be able to attend his birthday party. The moment Ha Young-wook hears that, he hangs up the call. Already hurt by the cruel voices from earlier, Ha Young-wook becomes convinced that Sia and the others secretly look down on him. Even though Sia tries calling back, his phone is already turned off. Jun-woo decides to attend Ha Young-wook's birthday party, even if Sia cannot. Sia then wanted to cancel her weekend training and go to Ha Young-wook's birthday party too. Suddenly Jun-woo remembered Ha Young-wook's idea about the Jerigo app. He jokingly records a wish asking for Sia's weekend training to be cancelled, so they can both attend their friend Ha Young-wook's birthday party. Meanwhile, Nari secretly visits a nightclub and meets one of her friends named Hee-jin. The next morning, Nari never arrives at school. Inside the classroom, Sia notices something disturbing about Ha Young-wook. He sits silently with his head lowered and staring intensely at the empty seat beside Sia, as if someone invisible is sitting there. Suddenly, his phone lights up. The countdown timer appears and now only 2 minutes is remaining. The teacher scolds him to sit properly, while Jun-woo and Hae-jun try waking him up. But Ha Young-wook keeps staring at the timer on his phone screen in absolute terror. Then, suddenly he stands up. His body begins twisting unnaturally, almost like something else is controlling him. For a moment, Ha Young-wook came to his senses. At first, everyone assumes he's having a seizure. But seconds later, he suddenly pulls out a box cutter and tries to attack his friends who try to stop him. As the class erupts into panic, Ha Young-wook struggles desperately against an invisible force controlling his body. Then, suddenly, he points the weapon towards Sia and charges directly at her, sending both of them crashing through the classroom doorway. And the exact second the countdown timer on Ha Young-wook's phone reaches almost zero, he stands up in an unnatural position and slits his own throat. Sia desperately tries to save him, but it's already too late. And with that horrifying moment, the first episode comes to an end. At the beginning of second episode, the story flashes back to the childhood of Sia and Jun-woo. Years ago, the two first met inside an apartment elevator when they were still children. The moment Jun-woo saw Sia for the first time, he instantly developed feelings for her. However, Sia is new in this town, and it was her first day at the school. At school, other students whispered cruel rumors about her parents being dead and how she was now living with her aunt. But instead of avoiding her, Jun-woo, Nari, Hae-jun, and Ha Young-wook stood by her side without hesitation. They tried everything to cheer her up and make her feel happy. Ha Young-wook goes further and gives Sia his favorite toy keychain. From that day onward, the five of them became inseparable friends. Back in the present time, the police officially close Ha Young-wook's case and rule out that he killed himself. At school, Sia leaves the nurse's office and heads toward the locker room to change clothes. But when she opens her locker, she suddenly notices the old toy keychain Ha Young-wook gave her years ago when they were children. The sight instantly triggers memories from the previous night. Before everything happened, Sia had secretly visited Ha Young-wook's house carrying a birthday gift for him. She explained that because of her new national team training schedule, she would not be able to attend his birthday party. Ha Young-wook looked deeply upset and unusually quiet. Trying to comfort him, Sia told him that their other friends would still attend his birthday party. But just before she left, Ha Young-wook nervously brought up the terrifying phone call he received earlier that day. He explained that someone had used Sia's voice to insult and mock him over the phone. Even though he knew it was not really her, the situation felt unbelievably real and disturbing. Then back in the present, all of Ha Young-wook's friends are devastated by his death. Inside the gym hall, Sia meets her coach, who tries comforting her after the tragedy. Because of the shocking incident, the coach officially cancels the weekend training sessions. The moment Sia hears that, her expression suddenly changes. She immediately remembers Junwoo's wish using the Jirigo app in the previous day. If the app truly grants wishes, then the cancellation of training means Junwoo's wish has already come true. And if that happens, he will die next. Terrified, Sia desperately begs the coach not to cancel the training. Right at that moment, a giant light fixture suddenly crashes down from the ceiling between them. Sia freezes in fear and knows something is horribly wrong. She immediately runs to Junwoo in panic. At the same time, Junwoo receives a notification from the Jirigo app saying that your wish has been granted. Soon, Sia reached near Junwoo. Junwoo nervously shows her his phone that shows the countdown timer of the Jirigo app, starting from 24 hours. This means that the curse about the Jirigo app is real, and once the countdown reaches 0, Junwoo will die exactly like Ha Young-wook. The group gathers together in the hallway. Sia finally reveals that Ha Young-wook did not willingly kill himself. Something invisible forced him to kill himself. However, Nari refuses to believe any of it. She argues that an app cannot possibly kill people, and angrily blames Sia for failing to save Ha Young-wook. Meanwhile, Hae-jun desperately tries deleting the Jirigo app from Junwoo's phone. But every time he removes it, the app mysteriously reappears. Even after performing a full factory reset, the countdown timer continues moving without stopping for even a second. Junwoo wanted to smash the phone completely, but Hae-jun told him that breaking the phone won't stop the app from working. Realizing how serious the situation is, Sia tells everyone to meet later that night at her apartment so they can figure out how to stop the app together. After returning home, Junwoo suddenly receives another phone call from Sia, just like Ha Young-wook received a mysterious call from Sia earlier. This time also, Sia's voice mocks and humiliates Junwoo. Since they live in the same apartment building, Junwoo immediately rushes to Sia's apartment. But the call ends the exact moment he reaches Sia's apartment. Then Junwoo places both their phones inside the refrigerator and explains that he knows someone is impersonating her voice. Hearing this, Sia becomes horrified. She slowly reveals that Ha Young-wook told her the exact same thing before his death. Now they finally understand the terrifying pattern. Every person who makes a wish through the Jirigo app begins receiving disturbing calls using the voices of their closest friends. Which means something evil is targeting them. Soon afterward, Hae-jun and Nari arrive at the apartment. Using his laptop, Hae-jun starts analyzing the Jirigo app's code, hoping to discover what is hidden inside it. Strangely, the app appears completely normal. There is no virus, no malware, and nothing suspicious about the app. Believing the countdown timer itself may be the problem, Hae-jun forcefully deletes the timer using command lines. But the exact second the phone reboots, Junwoo suddenly loses control. He starts rubbing his eyes violently, claiming something is crawling inside his eyes. Then he slowly points toward an empty corner of the room. Nari stares at the same corner in complete terror. Even though nothing is there in the corner, she looks like she sees something. Suddenly, Junwoo pushed his fingers toward his own eye. For a brief moment, he catches sight of a horrifying female ghost standing nearby before it instantly vanishes. At that moment, the truth becomes horrifyingly clear that the Jirigo app is connected to a supernatural entity. Everything happening to them is being caused by this female ghost. Junwoo orders everyone to leave the room, while Nari silently records the entire incident on her phone. Moments later, Junwoo's nose begins bleeding. Hae-jun grabs him from behind, desperately trying to hold him still, while Sia calls emergency services. When Junwoo's phone screen lights up after reboots, the countdown timer has returned. Right afterward, Junwoo's body begins moving unnaturally, as if he were fully possessed. With terrifying strength, he lifts Hae-jun off the ground using only one hand. Nari watches in absolute horror, staring at something unseen standing beside Junwoo. Just as Hae-jun begins losing consciousness, Sia grabs the laptop and smashes it directly into Junwoo's head and saves Hae-jun's life. The attack knocks Junwoo unconscious instantly. Soon afterward, Junwoo is rushed to the hospital and placed inside the ICU room. Sia is also treated for shock after the horrifying incident. Her aunt, who works at the hospital as a doctor, informs her that Junwoo's condition is unstable and his survival is uncertain. After some time, she walks towards the ICU room to check on Junwoo's condition. At that moment, Nari came to the hospital and found her. Nari asks Sia if she needed anything from her apartment. Sia says she already has everything she needs because her aunt works as a doctor in this hospital. But she shares the door passcode of her apartment with Nari. Then Nari prepares to return to Sia's apartment to take her belongings. Meanwhile, Hae-jun continues investigating the Jirigo app in his residence. Suddenly, he receives a call from his elder sister Hetzel. His elder sister, Hetzel, warns him not to interfere with the Jirigo app's code anymore. She explains that they are dealing with an evil entity, and their actions are provoking the evil entity further. According to her, the app itself is merely a medium used to spread a curse through digital devices. The evil spirit can use handwritten notes, photographs, paintings, or even videos as tools to attack its victims. Hetzel urgently tells her younger brother, Hae-jun, to come meet her in person so she can explain everything properly. As she speaks, she sees the snake coming out of the ritual stones, indicating that something terrible is approaching them. Then Hetzel suddenly asks Hae-jun, "Where is the girl who saved your life?" Realizing Sia is in danger, Hae-jun immediately rushes toward the hospital to save her. Meanwhile, inside the hospital, Sia quietly writes her name and date of birth information into a notebook. On the other side, Junwoo suddenly begins suffering another violent seizure inside the ICU room. By the time Hae-jun arrives, it is already too late. Sia has used the Jirigo app herself. Her wish is that she wants Junwoo to restore his injury and become normal. Almost instantly, Junwoo's injuries begin recovering unnaturally fast. Thus, Sia's wish came true, and the countdown timer starting from 24 hours began on her phone. Now she has become the next victim of the curse app. She tells Hae-jun that anyone who uses this app eventually sees the evil spirit directly. So using this app, now she can face the evil spirit entity and figure out how to stop the curse app forever. Meanwhile, Nari arrives at Sia's apartment. The very first thing she searches for is Junwoo's phone. After finding it, she compares the countdown timer on Junwoo's phone with the timer on her own phone. And then she discovers that Junwoo's phone countdown timer has completely stopped. But her phone countdown timer is still running, and its time is 8 hours less than Junwoo's phone countdown timer. This shows that 8 hours before Junwoo made his wish using the Jirigo app, Nari had secretly made her own wish using the app. But what exactly did she wish for? That terrifying mystery will only be revealed in the next episode.